money, and she calls Desi, who is someone she accused of stalking her, of trying to commit suicide when she, cut him off. And he's rich, and his mother disapproves of her, never liked her. And she calls him because now all her money is stolen. She doesn't know what to do. And he comes to her rescue. He takes her to like some like lake house or something that he has, and he sets her up really nicely.
And she has told him that she left Nick because he was beating her, right?
Right.
And
he's sympathetic. And he believes it because he doesn't like Nick anyway, right? And he's been in love with Amy for all these years. And he does tell her, well, yeah, you can stay here, but you have to stay here. And and you have to like be nice to me, and if I feel like you're even thinking of going back or leaving or going somewhere else, I would have to call the police. That's just what I would have to do.
That's when I thought she has met her match in crazy. Yes. At this point.
And what I thought was going to happen, I don't know about you guys, at this point I thought, okay, he's going to kill her and Nick's going to go to jail for killing her, and no one will ever know that Nick never did it.
I didn't know if I thought she was going to kill, I did think she was going to kill Desi. I thought at some point he's going to have to die. Like when she goes, can I have some money? And he peels off the two $20 bills and is like, here you go. And I thought, that bitch is going to do something to you while you're sleeping.
And that's exactly what happens.
Except not the way I thought it was going to.
No.
I didn't know what she was going to do with that wine bottle.
Yeah, that really screwed me up for a long time, because that really also tipped the scales of I'm going from vengeful woman to total psychopath, because she tells everyone Desi has, the reason she's been gone is that Desi has kept her captive and been raping her and been binding her wrists and hands at night to keep her tied up. She ties herself up every night to make grooves and violates herself with a wine bottle. And I was like, Gillian Flynn, I didn't need to.
You know what? But you know what I thought? I thought some of that was really fantastic. Like, oh, really? But at the same time, that's what you got to do. Like, you got to commit. You can't start this journey and do all this shit and, like, cut your own arm so much blood bleeds on your kitchen that people think that you could be dead from, you don't do all of that and then say, oh, this is kind of, and then get squeamish. Like,
Bob says the wine bottle was the victim in that scenario.
She is a see-through type person. Like, she can see it through.
If you got to take a wine bottle every day up the hoo-ha, then you do it.
But you know what I thought was wonderful and interesting was, I'm looking at Nick at this point going, he's fucked, because there's no way he's going to get away from this incredibly clever woman. If she wants him to fall, he's going to fall. And what he figures out is the way I'm going to get her back is I'm going to appeal to her. I'm going to tell her she was perfect and I loved her and I was a fool to let her get away. I'm going to fall on my sword in public about the cheating and tell everybody I'm the bastard, she's the angel, just come home to me, my love. And in his head he's thinking, come home so I can fucking kill you, right? But he gave her exactly what she wanted, was somebody to tell her publicly, to everyone in the world, you're perfect, you're wonderful, I never should have done anything to make you unhappy.
And it works. It works.
When she first comes home, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of action, and it's just a lot of conversation between the two of them.
I agree. I don't think it was a lot of action, but I was still so invested because, and that's when I realized something about myself, that I was still rooting for her, even though she just murdered this man. She comes home, and Nick is like, okay, tell me. Just tell me, between you and I, what happened? What did you do? I want to know the truth. I was saying, don't do it, because I thought there's a tape recorder in the couch. And then I thought to myself, I don't want her to get caught.
I was still invested, but that's when I felt like it took a turn for the over the top. Which is weird, because a lot of over-the-top shit has happened at that point.
Yeah, right.
When she comes back, and then it's now another waiting game, and they're having these chats in the shower with the water running and stuff. Then I'm like, okay, now what? Like, now I'm expecting to hear, like, the whimsical music come in, like...
Right. But again, that's where you got set up, because what happens in every cliche of a movie like this is she confesses everything to him. And you think, and aha, and this is the part where we find out Nick had a secret waterproof recorder, something. You just thought there is no way that she gets away with this. Except, as Gillian Flynn wants to show you, oh yes, there is a way she gets away with it.
You know what I loved, though, about that part was where we see how she really, like, her goal is to ruin this man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we see that she has actually ruined him on a level that you wouldn't foresee, because he is ruined for other women. Like he's saying, so I could get with a nice girl someday, and I would probably be looking at her thinking, but have you murdered for me?
Exactly.
You know, like he, and it's like in the beginning of the book when he talks about how love is like a drug for Amy, and each exposure has to be more intense just to get the same level of high.
Right.
It's like, that's what Amy is for him now.
He even says to her, you know, you're something about being a bitch, and she says, I'm the bitch that makes you better.
Yes.
And he tells him, you've never been the man that you are that with me. You've never been.
I'm sorry, and this is where Bob's probably going to cuss me out or leave the chat or both. But when she was saying that, I was like, yes, girl, you tell him. When she was like, I'm the bitch that makes you better, I was like, I wish I'd said that or written that somewhere. I thought that was kind of awesome. Granted, she's psychotic.
The thing, though, that kills you in the book is you know she's going to get him eventually. And the reason you know that is because he's become, once he finds out she's pregnant and he's going to have this baby, which really he talks about wanting a child and wanting to be the father his father never could have been. And she talks about how he rubs my feet and he brings me things and he's the nicest person ever, but one day he's rubbing her feet and he looks sad. And she calls him on it and he says, I'm just sad for you because every day you have to wake up and be you.
Right.
And he says, I really wish he hadn't have said that.
But one of the things I thought was funny was the porn that's found in the woodshed. The titles were all like, here we go. Brutal anal, brutal blowjobs, humiliated horrors, sadistic slut fucking, gang rape sluts, and a series called Hurt the Bitch, volumes 1 through 18. I had to underline that. I'm probably on a watch list now for underlining that.
This is the one I underlined. She wrote, I got it, because he's trying to figure out a present for the wood anniversary, and she says, I got it, Go said. Go home and fuck her brains out, then smack her with your penis and scream, there's some wood for you, bitch.
And I loved how just her crazy and her manipulation at so many levels, to the point where she's visiting his Alzheimer's riddled father and whispering in his ear, I love you, come live with us. Just because that's just another way she could fuck him over.
Well, I kind of loved her.
I'm going to make your father who hates you come live with us. That's how much I hate you.
And the tiniest slices would stick out for me. Like when she talks about the diary Amy, who just adores her husband on all levels, writes, I even swoon over his socks, which he manages to shed in an adorably tangled pose as if a puppy carried them in from another room. And you just read stuff like that, and you're like, oh my God, her mastery of
really good
comparison and everything was just amazing.
I think it will always be that struggle, like, who's going to kill who first? I think one of them will, you know? That's the dynamic, and I could see him just snapping. Because she will underestimate him. She's going to think, I totally have him under my thumb. I can do whatever I want now. And he's got all this boiling rage inside.
And she says, I really, truly wish he hadn't said that. I keep thinking about it. I can't stop. I felt like that was Gillian Flynn telling us she's going to eventually win. And then she says, I don't have anything else to add. I just want to make sure I had the last word. I think I've earned that. Yeah. I thought to me, those were clues that this book is going to end the way you thought it would, like with her doing something hard, like what Go said, how one day we're going to get a call and you're going to have fallen off the roof or whatever.
Right.
He's going to kill you. I thought Gillian Flynn was telling us this is how it's going to end. It's just not going to end this way right now.
I think, though, on some level, Amy probably believed that she could change him because she talks in one portion of the book about how she thinks unconditional love is ridiculous. That real love is you love somebody despite their, conditions and despite the things that are wrong with him. And I think on some level, Nick really did fish her in with that whole come home to me, my darling, you're perfect and I missed you. And then at the end of the book is when she finally realizes, oh, he's never really going to love me. That's unfortunate. And what that means in her world.
Is that what let's just go around really quickly. Is that what you think happened? I think she kills him eventually.
I think it's 50-50. I could see it going either way. I could imagine him being here.
I think he has the intention to do it, but he's shown that he won't follow through with it because he feels it makes him too much like his father to be violent to her. So I think in the end she's going to get him. And I'm actually worried at night about that baby that's not real.
Reese Witherspoon has bought the rights to the book to make it a film.
That's who I said. Because they talked about it in the chat.
Yeah, there's no clear word on whether or not she's going to play Amy, although I can't imagine you buy the rights to a book like that with such a real, like as an actress, I'd want to do that because that's so fantastic. You get to be basically like 2-3 characters in one movie, right? I don't like her face.
All right.
You're not supposed to like her face. That's the thing, right? She's
Really?
supposed to be like that sort of prissy, like upper
No,
crust.
but Amy's supposed to be beautiful. Amy is supposed to be,
but in a cold way, like an ice bitch kind of way. Maybe Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Because Blythe Danner would be awesome as the mom, I think.
Who would be?
Blythe Danner.
Yeah.
Paltrow's real mom. She would be great as.
She's so talented.
I will tell you that I want Charlize Theron to play Amy.
Too old.
I do. I really want her. I love her.
Well, no, because it's 40s, right? It's early 40s, so
yeah. You have to be able to play. Remember, though, you have to be able to play younger Amy, and you have to be able to play this motherfucker that moved me out to Missouri. I'm about to gain 10 pounds and ruin his life, Amy. Like, and I think she.
Bob suggested Angelina Jolie, but I don't know if she could play younger Amy.
No. No. I think she's past being able to play anything where she's supposed to be in her 20s.
I agree. Although she could play the fuck out of crazy. I believe that.
Oh yeah, like and she will make you root for his ass too. For her, root for her ass while she's being crazy. Okay, for the guy, I said Bob. I feel so validated when Bob ever agrees with me. So you can know, Bob, that means I value your opinion. I will say for the guy, hear me out. For Nick, Paul Rudd.
I want to see Paul Rudd in everything, so that would be fine with me.
Look at Linnea. Linea's giving me the stink eye. But I love his eyes, and I think in the beginning of the book, when you're thinking, this motherfucker killed his wife, he could pull that off. I think Paul Rudd would have that face that you want. Paul Rudd looks like the Scott Peterson type. Like, I see him.
Okay, see, not to me, because when he said that he looks like the guy that you hate in every 80s teen movie, so I'm like, you know, James Spader, not James Spader now, obviously, but like James Spader in the 80s, like that, somebody who looks like that. So I was trying to, I think like Matthew McConaughey.
Ugh.
That's what I'm saying, though.
No, see, he's too good looking.
Too casual.
Yeah, you need a good looking that sneaks up on you. Like if he's your teacher, you're taking his class for like a month and a half, and then you look up and you're like, fuck, Mr. Dunn is hot. Like that's what you need. You need
Matt Damon.
That could work. Yeah, that could really work.
Somebody get Reese on the phone so we can cast this damn movie already. So this is my favorite, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, I give it an A-.
Me too. A-.
I'd give it the same.
And the minus is only because of the little stuff that was a little fantastic. Just a little, like,
exactly.
You know, like putting his fingerprints on all that shit in the woodshed.
Right. But still, it's still an A- because she made me like it. You know, like even when I knew it was like, okay, this is over the top, but I'm like, I'm still in though.
So you were along for the ride, and you were invested. And she made me root for a psychopath, like a sociopath. Like I was just like, don't confess, Amy, don't do it, girl.
She made me worry about an imaginary baby. I'm still worried about the imaginary baby. So
just a very brief kind of synopsis. A virus has swept the world, making everyone over the age of 18 infertile. Teenagers are now the most prized members of society, and would-be parents desperately bid for conception contracts with the prettiest, healthiest, and smartest girls. Cash, college tuition, and liposuction in exchange for a baby. And so that's what we've chosen, so hopefully you guys will pick it up. It's really cheap. I think it's like $7 on the Kindle.
It was really cheap on iBooks. That's why I bought it, and I've been excited to read it. So.
Yeah, so, and it's not so new that, you know, you should be able to find it in your library pretty easy. Hopefully it's not like on a long list. So, yay, they're very excited about that book too. So, okay, so this has been fun, as usual. Our best book yet, I think.
I agree.
So, as usual, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll see you next month.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.